I really didn't have any expectations for Creature Commandos. If it was great, awesome. If it was garbage, oh well. It's still weird to me that the first official DCU project is an animated show, though. People will say, well, what about the Penguin and Superman, the Christopher Reeve story? Those were already in the pipeline and were deemed successful enough to receive the DC Studio stamp after the fact. Unlike Joker 2. DC Daddy James Gunn brings us Task Force M, not to be confused with Task Force X.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
If you're confused by what is or isn't canon for the new DCU, follow this rule. If you see it or it gets mentioned, it's canon. You see, the government told Amanda Waller she could no longer put bombs in the heads of human prisoners, so now she's putting them in the heads of monsters now. Rick Flagg Sr., father of the late Rick Flagg Jr., has been chosen to lead this group of monsters. We have the Bride, Victor von Frankenstein's personal sex doll, Dr. Phosphorus, a sociopath with irradiated skin, Weasel, killer of children, licker of its own genitals, G.I. Robot, killer of Nazis, and finder of potential Nazis.
G.I. Robot is detecting unease. Could he be, G.I. Robot asks, in fear of being discovered as Nazi scum?
No.
There's also Nina Mazursky. Imagine the creature from The Shape of Water, but as a chick. And while not a member of the team, we have Frankenstein, the spine rearranger. More on that later. But right now is the time when I remind you to like and subscribe to keep this channel alive for at least another few weeks. In order to secure the nation of Pokolistan's oil, the Creature Commandos are sent to protect its princess from the sons of Themyscira and their leader Cersei. There's quite a bit going on here. In Pokolistan, Rick Flagg Sr. bangs the princess, the Bride and Nina sneak out, Dr. Phosphorus and Flagg have a punch-up, Frankenstein learns his bride has returned home, we the audience learn that Victor Frankenstein used to rearrange the bride's reanimated guts, and that it didn't sit well with old Frankie. And lastly, the Bride and Cersei have a punch-up at the Frankenstein castle, before we end on the compilation of a lovesick Frankenstein chasing his bride throughout the years. Creature Commandos is a stylish, sometimes funny, often quirky, good first effort for the new DCU. It's full of interesting musical choices and solid voice performances from Indira Varma, Alan Tudyk, Frank Grillo, Sean Gunn, Zoe Chao, David Harbour, and more. Creature Commandos earns a 7 out of 10 from me, which ranks it as good. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this review, like and subscribe for more.